Hello. So I tried this a few times, so let's try it again. Hi, my name is Tina. I am a registered nurse with the BSN. If you've listened to my YouTube before or my TikTok, I'm sure you've been introduced, but I'm going to give a quick rundown for all the newbies. So I am currently on a travel assignment, so I plan to make little videos to take everybody along with me. The background about me is I was a medical assistant for years. I was a CNA. I was a medical assistant that had to get a CNA license because I worked for a hospital. But I worked in outpatient a lot. And then I worked in different doctor's offices. I was a medical assistant for a very long time, and I love that job. If I could get paid the same thing, I'd do it again. So, just to be clear, I love being a medical assistant, and I want to teach and help medical assistants as well. I digress. I was an LPN for, I think, about 7 to 10 years. I don't remember how long I was an LPN, but I'm still an LPN. I keep my LPN license active, but I've been currently in the last few years working as a registered nurse. I take assignments under the LPN when the agency calls, because a coin is a coin. They just need a particular license to plug in. So that's my background. I've worked in almost every area. I always tell everybody else to work in every area. Do not hold yourself to just one thing. I have done everything from dermatology, cardiology, different doctor's offices, outpatient surgery centers. I spent the last few years working more in surgery, in OR, PACU, and recovery. I would consider that to be my specialty. I've done med-surg, I've done floor work, I've done a little bit of everything, and I like OR and surgical patients more, but I also like recovery, PACU, and I'll take the unit that they go to right after surgery. Yeah, I'll do all of those. So that's my history. I took nursing. I always wanted to be a nurse even since I was a little girl, so that's my thing. So where we are right now, I am headed to a location that my agency sent me to get a varicella booster. Now, I'm sure every agency does not require people to get immunizations, but mine does, and that's the agency I decided to go with, so I'm gonna stick beside them for right now. For right now, I think everything has been going well so far, so I don't have too many complaints. Everybody, the agency that I am with, I want to say. So, I chose the agency that I chose. Somebody asked me in my comment, what agency am I with, or what's the best one? I don't know. I've used for my local travel from Florida. I've worked in South Florida for forever, right? I would say I'm from Miami or South Florida area. I wasn't born there, but I'm gonna claim that right now just to make this simple. The agency that I am with, I want to say is under TLC, because that's the first recruiter that reached out to me. I think my paycheck says something else, but I'm pretty sure it's under TLC. The recruiter I did not go out of my way and look too hard for a job. I also want to make that clear. Yeah, I didn't go out of my way and look too hard for a job. I was working a job in an OR. I was happy with my job. I liked my job, but I did know that I wouldn't be able. Okay, cool. I did know that I wouldn't be able to work the schedule that I was working forever. I am also a MSN FNP student, right, at a local university. And so I knew that I could not stay working. I was currently working like 4 days out the week at a surgery center. When I first started the job, it was 4 or 5 days out of the week. And it was from like 6 in the morning, from 6 to 3:30 to circulate in the circulate 6 to 3:30. and to circulate in the OR and work PACU recovery. Great surgeons, really good at what they do. People fly from all over. So, you know, the opportunity was great. I like to work under greatness, and things that I haven't done, I'm not afraid to do something new. I'm definitely not afraid to do anything new. So it was a great opportunity. I worked there for maybe almost 2 years. Maybe it's a year and a half. I can't remember the exacts, but yeah, year and a half to 2 years. And I got some great experience. I learned some great things. I worked with some great people, some professionals. Things like that, you can't buy that. When I tell you the level of annoyed I am at that visit, I'm thank God that's over. So yeah, I had to stop in the middle of the video because of that visit, because I had to go to a urgent care to do I had to go to an urgent care to do a booster vaccine. And they were quite annoying. They asked me for my original immunization record. I was like, lady, I'm older than 20s or 30s. I obviously don't know where my original vaccines are. I have a few paperwork from different hospitals and my last few immunizations, but childhood immunization record, I don't remember when the original shot was given. I have a titer that says where I am right now, and I need a booster. So based on the hospital's requirements, that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I had to do. So my original reason for wanting to travel, I didn't make a big choice about the agency. I clicked on the one that was on the job board, and it worked out. That's how that worked. It was TLC, and it was TLC travel staff, or TLC travel, because I had to just look at my authorization for that immunization. Now I got the name right. It definitely was TLC. That's number one. Number two, when speaking with another traveler at my hospital where I'm working, she didn't give me what she was getting paid. She just told me what agency she was with, because she said they were the originators of that contract. So if I am through a different agency, I was maybe like I'm subcontracted. I'm contracted through a third party, not the main big rig. But she didn't give me an exact, but she said if I was at least making a certain amount, then it was pretty close to what the other travelers was getting for the bigger agency, and I was. So it was like, okay, cool. It was cool. That part is cool. I didn't think too much about that. I just knew that I knew what I needed to be able to travel, to make it make sense. I didn't think about what everybody else was making. I mean, I did some price comparison, but the comparison was really so that the weekly pay matched the workload and the area, because some areas cost you more cost of living. So because I knew I was choosing someplace that it was more like country, okay, cool. That's that part. And all right, and so I think I've heard people say there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think with my school, I could have been finished in 18 months with my program for FNP. I chose to slow down at some point because I was overwhelmed. I had way too many classes, or too many assignments, and too many things to do at the same time. So I chose to slow that down. But that was before this. That was in general. I want to say two semesters ago. Oh no, it was during summer. It was during summer because I totally realized that I was paying a lot of money out of pocket for classes. So yeah, I had to bring that on back because I was not allowed to get enough student loan money to cover to cover 2 classes each session and 2 sessions a semester, which would be 4 classes in a semester, which is more than full time. So I did like 2 and 1 as far as the classes are concerned. I am going to start offering some resources for the and make a video for FNP students learning how to survive in the beginning, because I'm thankfully along the way I've learned a few tips and tricks to get me through school that make life doable. Because that first semester I didn't know how I was gonna make it. I never would. I didn't know how I was gonna make it through. But so if I'm planning to do 6 semesters total, I just finished semester number 3. I started in January. So I completed a full first year. I'm about to go into clinicals, but I'm definitely gonna take it slow. And then and that's it. So this is why I knew I need to change my position, because I was smack dab in the middle of my curriculum and my program, and there's absolutely no way I could keep a full-time job and still manage the dates that I was going to be able to do clinical hours and do schoolwork. So I won't be working part-time as a traveler, but I'll just be doing my 36 hours, and I can do those 36 hours however I please. And if I do less, I mean, I'm doing my bare minimum and making it happen, and then I'll have 4 days off a week to go do my clinicals. So that's how it's gonna work out. You know, God is good. I'm praying that's how it works out. That's the plan. That's the plan that I have. It's been working thus far for me to be able to go back and forth.